Hi guys and welcome back to LoveDarts. Today I've got a really interesting video for you, part of the Versus series. We have these two darts. Target Adrian Lewis Gen 2 against the Red Dragon Phantom darts. Very similar darts. Let's have a look at the pros and cons for each. I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, share and subscribe if you're new and want to see more from me. Now I want to stress straight from the off that the two darts I'm comparing are different weights. However, I have thrown the 23 gram version of the Lewis darts before, which are comparable to the 22 gram Phantoms, so I can cater for the difference in the review. These darts are also more similar than they are different, but let's get stuck in. On the left we have the Target Adrian Lewis Generation 2 darts in 25 grams, and on the right the Red Dragon Phantoms in 22 grams. Very similar in their structure, with the same tungsten content, the same amount of rings at the front, and a difference of 1 micro grip at the back, in favour of the Lewis. However, the Phantoms feature a unique matte black PVD coating, and appear to have a feel that is slightly more indented in those front ring grips before they scoop around to the next ring. Admittedly, the 25 gram Lewis are more worn, but even out of the box I'd say that there's slightly more of an aggressive grip on the Phantoms in that front section. The rear micro grips feel identical in both darts, and you don't really notice that extra ring. Finally, the front of the Lewis has an extra ring lip to be compared to the front nose of the Phantoms. Clearly we are looking at two very similar darts. At this stage it's down to the consumer's preference on weight and colour to which they would choose, but there's one more significant element to consider: price. Whilst not huge in difference, the Adrian Lewis darts will cost you £47.95, which is expected for a player dart and does carry that expected cost. Compare this to the £37.90 cost of the Phantoms, and we find ourselves looking at a £10 price premium for an Adrian Lewis dart, which is fair and neither here nor there in the big scheme of things. Let's give them a chuck. When I first got the Phantoms, they looked superb and felt really slim. They scuff up fairly quickly, but the black still looks good and is a menacing dart even years on. They fly very stable, and like the Adrian Lewis darts, I think that they're very easy to get on with as a dart, with very good usable ring grip that will have longevity due to the wide cuts. The rear cuts do not give as much grip, but the balance of the dart is good, and with the flight and stem combo that I'm using here, which is a short stem and a number 6 style flight, which is the small standard, the darts fly true and is a dart that I can recommend for beginners up to pros. I enjoyed these darts so much I actually bought 3 sets, which was under £100, and I used them for a whole dart season pre-COVID and really enjoy that slim matte black barrel. Moving on to the Lewis dart now, and factoring out that wider and heavier barrel, I genuinely feel like it's the same dart. The only area I'm feeling significant difference is a subtle touch and feel of that matte black PVD coating compared to the slightly smoother silver barrel in the Lewis dart. Both darts, however, from the front and the rear feel almost identical and fly very similarly. There are very small differences between them, and so it's to be expected that if you like the Lewis Generation 2s, or in fact the Generation 1s, you will likely like the Phantoms. This is also a worthwhile point in that the Lewis Gen 2s are now harder to come by, so if you are looking for a more recent dart, the Phantoms are about 2 to 3 years old, compared to the Lewis, which came out around 2014. Now I feel it's worthwhile mentioning at this point that I actually prefer the Lewis Generation 1 darts, or perhaps more accurately I like his silica editions of the Generation 1s, as they have dual ring grips at the front, which I used for even longer as my match darts and brought another set, and in fact a soft tip set. However, the Phantoms are clearly inspired by the Generation 2, so that's why I'm comparing them instead of the Generation 1. Which bizarrely I consider to be far better than the second generation. However, it was Adrian's decision. Fair play. Now the smooth section at the rear may be awkwardly placed for some, but in the Lewis Generation 1 the micro rings are further back, so there is that option, but this isn't exactly available in the Phantoms. However, Red Dragon have also recently brought out another shape in the Phantoms, assumably due to the success of the originals, and this micro grip does go a bit further back, but is a slightly different shaped barrel. So who won this battle? I would call it a draw in all honesty, but if you are to push me for a winner, I would say the Phantoms, for 3 reasons. Firstly, they're still available from Red Dragon easily. Secondly, that they are black, which is my preference. And finally, the price. At £10 cheaper, and also not being ascribed to a player, I could make a name for these darts myself, compared to Adrian Lewis, who I can only dream to have as much talent as. However, as I said before, these darts are more similar than they are different. The Target darts go up in weight through the odd numbers, and the Red Dragons go up through the evens, so that could be a factor in your consideration too. Regardless, you can't really go wrong with this style of dart. It's been tried and tested, and it's so easy to see why this dart is one of the most popular designs after all this time. Give them a go and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gives you a little bit more of an idea of where you want to spend your money. I hope it also shows that there are a lot of darts out there that are very similar, and at the end of the day it's your personal choice. Thanks for watching, and remember, love darts.